Hey everybody, it's Kelly Williams with the Kelly Williams Show and your home TV. And it's time for the Kelly Williams Show. Yay! I'm excited. Oh my goodness. Look who I'm getting to talk to today. My gorgeous and amazing, incredible friend, Elise Banks Lovely. She is clinical psychotherapist. She is NAMI National Ambassador and board member and co-national director of Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. Hey, Elise.
Hi, how
Hi.
are you?
I'm so excited. Guys, stay tuned. Grab your coffee and meet us right back here because we're going to find out all about this amazing journey that God has put her on. So stay tuned. All right, and we're back. Yay! Okay, so Elise, oh my goodness. So, of course, I have known each other a long time now. And we have had many discussions how God's plans are always bigger than ours. We can't even imagine what he has planned for us, and it's just incredible. A couple of months ago, you were named co-national director, listen up everybody, for Miss USA and Miss Teen USA.
I know.
You do the dance because this is crazy. First of all, how did you find out that you were chosen for this?
Oh my goodness. It's actually been several months in the making. There's been a lot going on with the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA systems. And so Tom Brudar, who is now the president of Miss USA and Miss Teen USA, and we've been friends for a while, he reached out to me to see of my interest in being the co-national director. And again, this is not something that I had, written on any kind of bucket list or vision board that I do every year. But he felt that my prior experience in pageantry would be really helpful as we have a new chapter in this system. And so I said yes. But of course, ultimately, the Miss Universe organization is the one that has to sign off on these types of decisions. And so once we had the green light from them, then it was away we go.
It's crazy. It's so exciting. Okay, so I want to know when you found out, Elise, yes, it's a go. You have this. What did your husband say?
Oh my goodness. Between him and my parents, I mean, the excitement was there. I mean, they always have been my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
But they also have a very realistic and logical way of thinking through things. So there was the excitement, but there's also the let's talk through what this looks like and
Absolutely.
making sure this makes the most sense in your life right now. But when we all agreed that this was the right path, there was a lot of excitement. And my mom, I mean, she has been with me since the beginning of my pageant journey, as well as my dad. But my mom started texting me all of the pictures from when I first started competing at 15, and almost unrecognizable. Like I'm just a completely different person. But it was one of those just teary moments and full circle moments that the same system that I started in at 15, just as a competitor, is now the one that I'm helping to lead.
Yeah, it's I love that your heart and your soul and your work ethic have really, I think, prepared you for this. And I know and understand that pageants, everybody looks at them saying, oh, it's just this fun and this glamorous and okay, yes. However, it's so much work and it's a business. And so there's a lot of sacrifice and hard work that it goes along with directing some, or even being part of a staff for something like this. Okay, so what are some of your responsibilities that you will be doing?
So overall, kind of the day-to-day throughout the year, I will be over all of the state franchises. So this will
Wow.
be managing all of the state directors,
Oh my
in
goodness.
terms of renewing their agreements with Miss USA. We do have some states that don't have directors right now, so selecting directors for those states. And then I will also be involved with the new title holders. So whoever wins next week, I will be helping with their reign. And then when we are kind of in pageant season, like we are now, I'm doing a lot of work with the contestant logistics as well.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So I think you're on the fun end.
It is fun, but it's like you said, it's a business and there's a lot of work that goes into it. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, are you so excited? And I am excited, but there's just so much to do that the celebration will
Absolutely.
have to happen at another point.
Yes. And when I mean fun, I mean the fun, busy part.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's a lot.
Yes, it is. But
Um,
like I said, I think we are really excited about this new chapter for the system. We have a lot of great plans leading into next year. Next year's actually the 75th anniversary for Miss USA. So it's a big year and we want to celebrate in a very special way. So once we get through the 2025 pageants, we are full steam ahead for what next year looks like.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Okay, guys, we have been talking to the incredible Elise Banks Lovely, the brand new co-national director for Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. We're going to be right back with a lot of exciting information for you. So stay tuned.
Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events wants you to come party with us. We're bringing the fun to the Houston Bay Area. Stay tuned for all of our incredible events throughout the year, featuring amazing food and drinks, live entertainment, special guests, and so much more. Fun, new, different. Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events is where you want to be. So come party with us. It's more than a yacht. It's serendipity.
All right. And we're back with the gorgeous, incredible, amazing. I can't say enough about this young lady, seriously. Elise Banks Lovely. She is the brand new co-national director for Miss USA and Miss Teen USA, besides being a clinical psychotherapist. Oh, yes. She's very smart. Very smart and incredible. Okay, so Elise, you just mentioned a little bit about it before the break. What is going to be different about when this was, I mean, the new team, y'all haven't had a whole lot of time to make sure everything was done. But what do you think is going to be different about this Miss USA, Miss Teen USA this year that we can be excited about?
Really, our team is focused on bringing the focus and priority back on these young women who are competing. Although this is a business, the business really should be focused on these young women who are smart and passionate and in their communities, wanting to do good and serve others. The focus hasn't always been there lately, and so we are excited about bringing that back. And yes, the glitz and the glam that go with pageantry, but we really want the focus to go back on why this organization started to begin with.
I completely agree with you, and I am so happy to hear this. If anybody out there has competed in a pageant, even a small local one, the dedication, the sacrifice, the hard work it takes to make it to that stage.
Right.
And it's just in these young women deserve to have this about them and their accomplishments to make it to Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. I love that. I absolutely love that. Elise, what do you think has been some of the things that has really prepared you the most to take on this role?
Yes. Well, I think every lesson that I've learned in life have helped me in some way. I think even from competing myself. So I really do know what these ladies are going through and all the emotions that are tied to competing. Having been a title holder before, I know what it's like to represent an organization and a brand, and everything that you do is being watched and critiqued. And then having run a business, I know the business side of things, and you're playing this game of keeping everyone happy, or at least trying to, from the girls that are competing to your title holders to your sponsors. And so the business part is obviously very, very important to keep things running. So, when I think about, it's now been 22 years in the pageant industry from all different facets, it's really all prepared me for this day today.
Wow, and you're only like 24, so I don't even know how that's possible. Amazing. I didn't realize it had been that long for you because you're so young and you've accomplished so many things. So congratulations on that. Amazing. How important do you think the relationships between directors, owners, and the contestants are in a pageant, especially at the national level like this?
I think it's very important because you want your title holders and your contestants to feel safe, to feel like they can come to you and be vulnerable if there's an opportunity, if there's something that's going on in their life. So I think that relationship should always be professional, but also very positive. The former title holders I've had in the past, they almost become like family to me. I still talk to them and celebrate all the success that they have going on in their lives now. And I hope to maintain that with the new winners next week. But I do think it's important for there to be a positive and trustworthy relationship between leadership and the title holders and contestants.
That's wonderful. Okay, so I want to veer off this just a second, but you're expecting your first baby.
I am. Baby lovely.
Oh my goodness, a little lovely.
A little
I
lovely.
love it. So, oh my goodness. So, this news came how close to the news of you getting the directorship at USA?
It was all kind of happening at the same time. My husband and I went through the IVF process. We started in the spring with all the medications and procedures that go with it. And right when I was announced or was told that I was pregnant by my doctors, it was kind of around the same time that the discussions were happening with Miss Universe. And then finally we had the green light from Miss Universe to post the announcement about who the leadership team would be. So that announcement went out, and my husband and I had already planned when we were going to announce publicly about the baby, and that was a week later. So I'm actually surprised that my phone has survived all the messages that came through, because there were lots that I'm admittedly still getting to, but it's been a very special time.
So everybody, if you've texted Elise, please wait and be patient. You're still on there. Yeah, it's funny how God, we were talking about how God does things. It's like, okay, here you go.
Yes.
Yay!
Well,
I love that.
I was actually, my husband and I do a Bible study every Sunday evening, and the story of Job came up, and that story has always been a more difficult story for me to understand. And for those who don't know, in the Bible, the story of Job, he lost everything, including his family, but God basically gave him double for his trouble. But I've always struggled with that because he still had to lose everything first, including his wife and his children. And so my life has looked somewhat like that over the last year. 2024 just was not a great year for me in several different ways. And I really did not know how God was going to turn things around, but I continued to stay faithful and be as positive as I could be. And so I would say 2025 is that double for your trouble year, despite last year not going as planned.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And that literally is one of the stories that I tend to go back to sometimes, because it's one of those tough ones. And how God uses so many things to bless us, actually. But, Elise, you are, of course, I've known your precious mother for years. Besides your parents, you actually are extremely blessed to have married a man that is a, a Christian, a strong Christian as well, like you are, and has just been supportive, saying it's okay. You know, God's plans are bigger. It's okay. It's okay to cry a little bit. It's okay to get frustrated, but remember, this is temporary.
Well,
You
and one
know,
thing, and this is something I even talk to and help my patients with, is there is a process you have to go through, and part of that process is grieving. I don't think we talk about that enough sometimes, especially on social media, where you're like, wow, that person's life looks amazing, and they don't seem to have any hard days. And so,
yeah,
where it was appropriate, I did share last year where there were just times that were really tough. Even if it was, I'm going to be taking a break from social media because
yes,
there's things going on. Just so people realize, like, there is a place to, express your emotions, to be sad, to grieve, so that you fully process something that may have happened in your life.
yeah.
And then, sure, when the great, exciting things happen, you can celebrate that as well, knowing that you're not holding on to anything from the past.
Absolutely. I love that. Okay, so what is one thing you think these contestants are going to be most excited about?
Oh, wow. So there's still some things we actually haven't even shared yet
Yeah.
that they can look forward to, especially the winner. But what I really hope for all of the young ladies is this is truly a once in a lifetime opportunity. I mean, you can only compete for Miss Teen USA and then Miss USA once. And so once it's over, it's done. And so I really hope that these young women really enjoy the 9 days that they're going to be with us, that they meet lifelong friends, that they just, all of the getting ready and the preparations, it's done at that point. And so just to have fun and just relish in the moment that they made it to the national stage. And yes, there's only going to be one winner in each category, but for the rest who do not walk away with the crown, it doesn't mean that you've lost. It just means that there is a different plan for your life.
Absolutely. And, I think that's one thing people do not know. You can only compete at the national level one time. Once you're there, whether you win or you don't, or you just win to be on the stage, that is it. And so I love that you all are focusing on making sure that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for these young ladies to remember. I think that's so important. Okay, so if people may not know, y'all didn't have all the state winners yet, because there are some states that do not have directors, which happens in pageant systems. That's not uncommon. So, but y'all had at-large state winners this year.
Yes.
That was very exciting.
It was. We, although in other systems that has been something that's done because they may not have a director for each state, it's actually never happened in the USA system. So this was still, new territory that we were walking through. And we thought of a lot of different ways that we could, essentially there were 8 states that needed a Miss representative and a teen representative. And we thought, how do we select these delegates basically so that every state is represented at the pageant? And finally, we came up with doing the open call, which we had almost 300 applications of girls who wanted to just see if they could represent one of these 8 states. We had a separate panel of judges who judged these girls
That's
based
great.
on criteria.
Yeah.
Then, basically had a top 8 in each category, and those are the 8 that are now 16 between both divisions who are now also competing. So I think that's even very special that for those 16 ladies, 2-3 weeks ago they didn't even know they were competing, and now they're also going to be on the national stage and have had to get everything ready to go to be in Reno later this week.
Yeah, that was so exciting. The thing that I loved about that was, okay, wow, this showed a confident directorship and ownership of USA.
Yes.
I loved it. I thought, how fun to give young ladies that may never have a chance, but are incredible, and this opportunity to be on the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA stage. I'm loving it. I'm so excited. This is huge. What do you think you personally are most excited about?
Oh, wow. There's so many things to be excited about. Even the idea that to be honest, the winner of Miss USA, we have 5 days with her before we send her to Thailand for Miss
Oh,
Universe. This is not a lot of
wow.
time. But even just the idea of getting to help and support the winner towards Miss Universe is very
Yeah.
exciting. Again, this is a pageant I watched when I was little, and now to be a part of this team. I also am really excited about weaving in my experience in psychology and mental health. And really focusing on the mental and emotional health of our title holders, which I think is really important because this is a big job. I mean, again, some people just see, oh, they're walking around with the crown on their head, but they
Yeah.
are representing an organization and their country. And there's a lot that goes with that. I think there has been more and more issues with criticism and online bullying, and it really gets to these young women. And so, really supporting them on a mental and emotional level is something I'm excited to do as well.
I love that. What a blessing for this organization to have you with everything that you do. I love that. So important. Um, Elise, what do you think the hardest thing has been for you once you decided, okay, I'm doing it. I'm on board. I'm ready to go. Okay, here we go.
Just maintaining my own self-care, to be honest, because I take pride in just making sure I have downtime and that I'm staying mentally and emotionally healthy as well. And there
Yeah.
has just been a lot going on with, the pageants, as well as I'm still in my office seeing patients, as well as, oh, I'm pregnant, and
Yeah.
making sure I maintain low stress levels for the baby's health. And so I am usually very dedicated to having just time away with whether family or by myself, and still being able to squeeze that self-care in while managing all of these different areas of my life. It's been a little tough, but I've managed to continue to do it.
I'm really proud of you. That's so important. And you and I have actually talked about that on another show, how important that is. So I'm very, very proud of you for doing that. What is one piece of advice you would give? And I'm not even going to say young women. I'm going to say women of any age, about following their dreams.
Oh goodness, that's a great question. What I will say is to leave room that your dreams might not be what you initially thought they would be. For me, specifically, I started competing really just as a way to break out of my shell. I was very shy. I'm still an introvert, but I was just shy, and it was difficult for me to talk to people. And then I started to become more and more competitive to the point where Miss USA was a dream of mine. And at the time, there was an age limit to competing, and so when I was 26 and hadn't won, I had to grieve that wasn't going to happen, having no idea, literally 11 years later, that I would be leading or helping to lead this team. And so, some would say, wow, you have this position, and it's one of those kind of dream positions, but it's not what I initially thought it was going to look like. And just leaving room that there is different paths to get to your dream. The dream may shift, but continuing to work hard and continuing to be present and staying in the moment. I know sometimes I have a difficulty of like, okay, I accomplished that next, and celebrating when you accomplish something big, because at one point you were praying for whatever you're celebrating for. So I would definitely encourage women to have big dreams, but know that there could be alternate routes of getting there.
I love that. I completely agree. And I think that's really, really great advice for anybody. I love that. Okay. So, do you have your wardrobe? It wasn't probably what you were expecting it to look
Oh, yes. So
because now
thankfully,
it's big and flowy and mama eat.
Yes. Well, and what I do love, I know that this has happened probably over the last, 10, 15 years, that women are a lot, they like to show off their belly. Like they're not
I
trying to
know.
hide it like they did, decades ago.
No, we hid
So,
it. We're not
yeah.
hide it, but you didn't show it.
Yes. Like my mom kept some of her maternity clothes and they're all basically like bags. I'm like, what is this? But I, yeah,
Exactly.
bags with shoulder pads. 'Cause I was born in the 80s. So I was like, oh, this is quite the look, mom.
Hilarious. And see, we looked hot though.
Yeah,
We looked good
that
back
was
then.
the style. And now, there's a lot more like form-fitting
Yeah.
maternity wardrobe, of course, things that are going to be comfortable. So what I actually had to do is for all of my nice evening wear that I'll be wearing to the shows, I bought them like 2 sizes too big
Oh, good for
and
you.
then had everything tailored. So that's actually one of the many things I have to do today is pick all of my stuff up from the tailor.
Did you bling some tennis shoes or anything? So you have tennis
I
shoes
didn't
to wear
bling, but
too?
I brought some heels that will be just for the show. And then I have like sneakers for everything. I mean, the hotel the venue hotel is huge, and I'm definitely going to get
Wow.
all of my steps in. I've even debated like, should I get a golf cart and like zoom
Yeah.
around? But yeah, it's the name of the game is comfort. Like again, my competition days are over, so I'm not trying to impress anybody. And then we'll swap for the heels when it comes time
Yeah.
for the show.
And you get to eat
I know.
all that good food. I love it. Sorry, girls.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so when is Miss USA and Miss Teen USA?
Yes. So next week, the preliminaries for both are going to be on Wednesday, the 22nd. And then the finals for Miss Teen USA is on Thursday, the 23rd. And then the
Wow.
finals for Miss USA are Friday, the 24th. And then that Saturday, the 25th, we are just going to be with the new winners, especially our Miss winner.
Wow.
So we only have 5 days with her before she goes to Thailand. So there's going to be a lot of work getting her ready for, basically 3 weeks at the Miss Universe pageant. And then, of course, getting our teen and all of her official pictures and getting her year started as well.
Wow. And if people don't know, Miss Teen USA stops there once
Yes.
you're Teen USA. But of course, Miss USA goes to Miss Universe. And so
Yeah.
they really, directors in Miss USA don't sleep pretty
No.
much getting ready.
Right. What's interesting is not that this is like the healthiest thing, but in the director role, I mean, when it came time to pageant time, it was like you're running on just a few hours of sleep and like energy drinks at that
Yeah.
point. And it's interesting. This is going to be a very different pageant.
Yeah.
For me, obviously energy drinks aren't the best to drink when you're pregnant and then you need to sleep. And this baby, I mean, I would call myself like a pro night owl, and around 10:30, the baby's like, no, you're done. So
Guess
we'll
what,
see how
Mom?
that goes next week. Yeah.
I'm calling the shots now. I love that. Okay, so how are we going to be able to watch the pageants?
Yes. Well, hopefully, those of you who are able to come to Reno will be able to watch in person. Tickets are now on sale. But for those who are not traveling in, it's going to be through the Queen Beauty Network, QBN. You can buy individual shows because there is a costume show and then of course the prelims and finals, but you can also buy a bundle deal so that you can just see all of it and only pay once, which is great as well.
Nice.
And next year we do have hopes to bring it back in some way on to network, but QBN is
Great.
where it's at this year.
Absolutely. That's great. Okay, so what venue is it?
We are at the Grand Sierra Hotel.
Oh, wow.
That's where everybody will be. And they have their big auditorium ballroom where everything will be filmed and the production is going to be at. So again, it's a huge space, and we're just excited to see the girls, most who are arriving on Friday, but official check-in is on Saturday.
On Saturday. Wow, I cannot wait. Elise, I can't even tell you how excited and proud I am for you, honey.
Thank you.
I just, this is what an amazing adventure God has set you on. And you and that little baby are going to have so much fun.
I
So
already told my husband, I was like, okay, so next year, because we are flirting with some dates of the 2026 pageant. I
yeah,
was like, okay, so next year, if I'm still nursing, and he's like, Elise, can we get through 2025 first? And I was like, okay.
honey, you don't understand. That's where my brain is.
Yes.
I love it. That's hilarious. I love it. He's adorable. Okay, well, congratulations on everything. I like I told you earlier, I wish I could be hugging your neck right now, but I know that its schedules just did not work. But I'm so grateful I got to visit with you today and share this journey that you're on. Hopefully, I'll get to visit with you sometime after the pageant, and you tell us about the adventure and everything, and hopefully maybe your new Miss USA. I'd love that as well.
I know she is coming to Houston because one of the surprises that we haven't announced yet, she actually has to come to Houston to get. So we'll have to coordinate that.
Oh, I'm in. You know, I'm in. I'm excited. Well, I'm so proud and excited for you. It's going to be amazing. And like all of your young ladies that you're hoping for, I want you to enjoy every single minute
Thank you.
of this crazy, amazing, wonderful time in your life. And we're so proud of you. We're going to be praying for you and know that it's going to be great. Cannot wait to watch it. And so excited. So love you a bunch.
Love you.
Thank you so much for taking time this morning. Go pick up all your clothes. And guys, make sure you watch the Miss USA, Miss Teen USA pageants. Either go to Reno and watch it live next week or watch it live streaming. Elise, how can they follow everybody on social media so that they can keep up with all of this?
So definitely go to the Miss USA Instagram or Facebook. Right now, we're putting both the Miss and Teen information on there, and then our website that we are currently rebuilding. So until that one is done, go to thenextmissusa.com, and that's where you will get information for tickets and how to watch.
Awesome. All right. We're proud of you. We're excited. Go USA. Cannot wait to see it. Okay, Elise, love you. Have fun. Be safe. And we cannot wait to see what Miss USA, Miss Teen USA has in store. This is so exciting, and we're cheering you on.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, you can watch the Kelly Williams Show anytime on the Your Home TV network. And we hope you have an awesome and blessed rest of the day. We'll see you soon. Bye.